What's going on, guys? Today we are in Goldenrod City and I'm going to be teaching you how to play some Voltorb Flip. So the first thing you do is when you get here from Route 34, you're going to want to come up here, enter this building right behind the Pokemon Center. Come over to this guy, get yourself a coin case. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to come over here, and if you get enough coins, this guy's going to be able to give you a Dratini. This guy's going to be able to give you some good moves like Ice Beam and other stuff like that. So let's get right into it, and I'll teach you guys how to play some Voltorb Flip. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is play Voltorb Flip level 1. Boom, we're going to play. So the first thing you want to do, you want to look at the cards, and we want to determine whether they have Voltorbs, which will end the game immediately, or if they are safe. So like this, that has 6 normal cards, or that has 6 safe cards, and no Voltorbs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Come down here, this has 5 and 0 Voltorbs. Anything that says 0 on the Voltorb side is safe. The second thing I do before I do anything else, I come and I look. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? I'm looking for 4, 5. Anything that equals 5, that means that that row is either 1s or Voltorbs. So 4, 5, 1s, right? Or Voltorbs. They are 1s or Voltorbs, and that's what we're looking for here. So let's come over here, and this is probably because it's a 7 and that's an 8. This should be a higher number, so 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So that means that there needs to be a 2 somewhere around here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I believe I have to guess. So that's a 1. So that has to be a 2. Boom. So 2, 3, 4. So that means that these are 1s. What did I just do? I'm just counting. So 2, 3, 4. That equals 4. And that leaves us 2 spaces. 2 spaces for Voltorbs. Right? But there's a third space here because we haven't really ruled it out as safe. So, but we can still count it, is what I'm saying. I hope that you guys are following along. I hope you understand. We're going to come over here so that there's 2 Voltorbs here. There's 2 Voltorbs here. But we have a 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means that there needs to be a 2. And whether the 2 is... I believe the 2 is here. That was a complete guess. Sometimes you have to guess sometimes. So we're going to come down here, 2, 3, 4, that equals 4. There's 2 left over, and that should be a 2. Boom, 48 coins. Easy little win there. We got lucky with the guess. Sometimes you have to guess. Sometimes you don't get as lucky. So 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 6, 0. Remember what I said, anything that equals 0 Voltorbs, that whole lane is safe. So now that is 0, that whole lane is safe. Second thing we do, we're going to come over here. 4 plus 1 equals what? 5. Boom, 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 boom. 4 plus 1, 5. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And that, look at the board now. The board, from just doing those and that, which are sure-proof things, and from doing this and these, which are 100% sure-proof things, look at the board now. We have 6 more cards that we need to flip. Why? Right? 6 more cards we need to flip. And then we could maybe even do it more. Look, 2, 3, 4. Or no, it has to be 2. So that means that there's 3 Voltorbs here, right? There's 3 Voltorbs here. So the safer option would be to go here. And all I did was look here. This is a 7, that is a 6, right? That connects. But this is also, so look, 3, 6, 7, and there's 2 Voltorbs. So what do? We cancel that, and now look at the board. Look at the board. So there's 1 Voltorb, there's 6 numbers. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Look at that. The board is clear. That means that that has to be... Boom! I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. if there's anyone watching. You know, this game is old, but I love it. So let's play one more. This is going to be the last one I play. Maybe I'll win, maybe I won't. I'm going to show you what happens. So we're going to come here, 3, 2. I don't see any zeros for Voltorb, so that means I got kind of unlucky, but that also means that we have to find a different way to win. So 3 plus 2 equals 5. 3 plus 2 equals 5. So now we're going to come here, 3 plus 2 equals what? 5. 5. So now I'm going to come here, 4, 6, 3, 5, 6. So I'm going to assume that, then we're going to come up here and assume that. You could get unlucky, right? There could be other chances, but I just look for the highest number, and then I'm looking for the higher numbers here because those should match up to equal a higher number. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5. So there has to be another 2 in there. That means it should be this one. Okay, now we can rule that out. Boom, boom. 2, 3, 4. So, okay, we got to play a little bit risky now. We got to think a little bit. We got to think. We have to think. So 2, 3, 4. Okay. You know what? There's 6 here. Boom. I just looked very quickly. So I see a 6. I see a 1. We need at least, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need another 2 in here. All I did was come down here and look. There's 5, 1, 6, 1, 5, 2, 4, 2. Those odds are less, or those odds are much more likely to get me a Voltorb than a 5, 1, than a 5, 2, or a 4, 2, especially when I have a 6, 1 here. We're going to come down here, look, 5 and 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's rule all those out as 1s. Our main goal is to find 2s and 3s just so we can add everything up on the sides here and check and try to just cancel the board. Okay, so you got 2. This has to equal 4. So 1, 2, 3. So there needs to be another 2 in here. Maybe it's this. And I guessed right. Very lucky once again, but I'm just assuming we're trying to figure it out. Sometimes you have to take risks. So 2, 3, 4, and now we cancel all of that. Look at that. So now we look at the board. What do we have? We have 1. So 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't work, so that has to be a 2, right? And we're just counting. We are just counting, right? So let's come over here. Let's count real quick. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 2, 3, 4. 2. That's a 2. And maybe that's a 2. So somewhere along the lines, like right there, I messed up. You're always going to mess up eventually. Never try to take this too seriously. Just have fun with it. You saw we were able to get the Voltorb 3 in a couple minutes, so I hope this helped you out. Have a good day, everyone.